In this disrupted world, leaders are asking their employees to follow them into the most unchartered of territories. They're asking their people to work in new ways, with new technologies, in new environments, and new people. And it's not just a requirement to embrace change. Leaders need their people to give them their ideas, their creativity, and their opinions. If employees are going to meet these enormous demands, then they need to trust the people who are leading them. So how can leaders create a relationship that promotes and sustains that trust? Now, clearly, there are some bigger questions here around business ethics, regulation, transparency, building purpose, or reducing pay differentials. But what are the things that leaders can do every day to build better, more trusting relationships? I believe that there are 3 changes that they can make. Firstly, leaders need to get to know their people. I mean, like, really get to know them. You can only have a relationship with people that you actually know. It's not enough to try and engage with large groups of employees as if they're a homogeneous lump. You know, you wouldn't engage with your customers in such an unsophisticated way. We invest significant amounts of time and money trying to know their likes, dislikes, ways of thinking and behaving. Yet we rarely apply this to our own people. 80% of us still only survey our people once a year and then produce action plans that aim to show that we've listened. We need to learn from our colleagues in marketing about customer data and insight and creating leadership communications and approaches that are based on their varying needs and wants. We can use techniques like pulse surveys to get a sense of how they're feeling, but we can also use things like stay interviews like they do at LinkedIn, or focus group style discussions like they do at the Co-op, with their sessions called the Colleague Voice, you know, to find out more about their needs, wants, preferences and motivations. Secondly, treat them as adults. You know, if we're going to build trusting relationships in the new world, we have to create working environments that have at their very core a belief that our employees are decent, adult human beings who can be trusted to behave well. For example, you know, let's change our contract of employment to one that's not written with an eye on future tribunals, but is about a mutually trusting adult relationship. We should deal with the individual who behaves badly, rather than creating new rules to prevent anyone else behaving that way. We need to stop believing that we have to have all the answers and instead ask, what do you think? Or say, I trust you, use your judgment. A mutually trusting relationship has to start with the person with the power giving some of it away first. And finally, leaders can show a bit more humility. Humility is rarely one of the qualities that we look for in our leadership selection criteria, but I think it is making a comeback. Our collective futures depend upon our leaders' abilities to manage diverse and virtual teams and to create environments where individuals can flourish and cope with uncertainty. You know, we've all worked with or for the narcissist or the sociopath, and these are not the people who are capable of leading in this new world. We desperately need some lower ego leaders in the future, you know, who get their kicks from enabling and creating environments where their team can do their best, rather than through their own personal glory. And what about the leaders that we've already got? Well, we have to help them be the very best human beings they can be. We need to encourage them to let their guard down occasionally, to understand the positive impact of humility, to use emotional stories rather than just sharing data, to be visible when it goes wrong and take some of the flack, to see niceness as an asset, not a weakness. Only then can we start to build the trust that we so desperately need. Thanks for watching. To get more videos like this, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications.